stencil.
Where things not even. Here we go.
I think it's when I unplug the.
I think it's when I unplug the system when we're not using it.
Yeah, most likely.
I think
but
it is.
isn't always, but sometimes.
I know I don't always unplug it.
But here we are, fellas. We will figure it out.
Hello, fellas. Good afternoon or morning, depending on which time zone you're in. We figured out.
Turns out
Some of us could be afternoon, some of us could be morning. The teeny mates are up. Yep, there they are.
Go?
You can see them on camera. They're sitting right here. Welcome to Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. It is hump day. It is, in fact,
It is a big hump day.
we have sports.
Yeah.
We have news.
Oh, yeah.
We have entertainment.
That's us.
And we most likely have winning bets, except that is not us over there.
We were looking good that day, though.
Yeah, we were looking good that day. Wow. We should probably, yeah, that was decent. Fellas, welcome. We should probably hop right into it after I get this little TV figured out.
Like there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on today. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of stuff. There's us. Not as good looking, but I still, I like
What's
it.
cooking?
A little more baby faced.
A little more, baby.
Yeah. Hey Daniel, happy Wednesday. Except Duncan Robinson. Yeah, he didn't get. Did he get any boards, Isaac, on your little rebound? Morning, Daniel. Good afternoon, Isaac. Good morning, JP.
He gave an afternoon, so I'm gonna.
Okay, well that's fine. There it is. I was wondering if Steve G was gonna come in here. He only got one, Isaac. Yeah, Steve G. That was Braves won. Braves in 6 apparently. Who would have thought? Well,
who would have thought like a couple months ago?
Yeah, no, definitely. There was a remember when we talked about the MLB playoffs when there was only 4 teams left, and we're like, it's got to be worth putting a bet on plus 800 Braves, and then we just never did it because we were stooges and cowards and tuck our tail between our legs.
I'm not in a place to be putting future MLB bets. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily my wheelhouse.
Anyways. So, yes, Braves are World Series champions. Good for them. Way to take down the Astros in Houston was quite impressive as well. They hit a little just a salami, Soler, and he did win World Series MVP, the slugger himself. Kind of surprised that it was Soler. I thought Eddie Rosario probably deserved it quite a bit. You could even make a case for Jock Peterson and what he did earlier in the series, but I suppose Soler hitting the big boys gets the credit. I don't like this.
No, we're very broken on the screen.
We're very broken everywhere. Whoa. Are we? Yeah, we're still going. Anyways, news today. We got lots of it. So yes, Braves win the World Series. Good for them. Lowest rated or lowest viewed World Series in a good minute.
We were talking about this. I feel like they forgot to promote it.
I just didn't see it and as someone who watches sports from 7 o'clock until I fall asleep, I literally just, when sports start, I'm all watching ESPN, whatever sports are on. And to not hear about any of it was kind of crazy.
It was very weird.
Very weird. Just, Leafs Fires parlay hit at least. There we go. There you go, Steve G. There we go. Hey, Stephanie. Happy Wednesday. All right.
Happy Wednesday.
So, yes. Good for Atlanta. First time in 26 years. Happy for them. Way to take down the Astros. But we move on because apparently not a lot of people care about the MLB. Anyways, if you missed it yesterday, Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs was in a deadly car crash where he escaped with non-life-threatening injuries, and the person he hit ended up dying. This was a DUI. Very, very bad. The pictures are awful. The guy literally probably burned to death. It's just a bad thing. The car crash. I can't believe Henry Ruggs came out okay.
Yeah.
Glad he did. Glad someone came out of that okay, but kind of sad that it was him and not the other guy, considering it was Ruggs' fault. Anyways, the Las Vegas Raiders have released Henry Ruggs, and we talked about it briefly this morning, me and Sean. The problem, so there's one side of this where I don't think Henry Ruggs goes to jail. I think he probably settles with the family.
And again, it's real cool, established. It's very bad.
Very bad.
Drinking and driving is among the stupidest things you can do.
Especially when Henry Ruggs' best friend, when he was younger died in a drunk driving accident.
Yeah.
So, like, dude, you know better. Everyone knows better, but
it's
especially you know better.
it's just it's like, man, don't even, like, I don't care if you care about yourself or
Yeah.
if you don't care what happens.
Yeah.
Like, there's just other dudes just driving around and you're just gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Not cool, Henry.
But with that being said, he's such a young guy.
Such a young guy. I don't want him to go to jail.
I'm not rooting for him to go to jail.
No.
It's not like he's a
And
concentrated murderer.
luckily for Ruggs, he does play in the NFL. He is a
Does
high-profile athlete, and he does have a good chunk of money to probably settle this, which honestly, for families like this, I would rather see them get settled than the guy go to jail anyways, because, like, what is that doing for the family to put him behind bars? And
you just have to prolong a super upsetting thing.
Yeah.
Deal with all the legal costs.
Fine him.
People do settle.
Fine him, do whatever you want, put him on probation, but I think it's better served that he just settles with the family rather than behind bars. Now, there might be he has to serve a little bit anyways, but we talked about it briefly this morning. The problem for Henry Ruggs' is career, NFL career. Now, let's switch over from bad things to his just NFL career. He's just not quite good enough to be a Kareem Hunt or an Antonio Brown that no matter really what you do, you still got a chance to come back.
Right.
Now, we also talked, he's 22 years old.
Yes.
Someone's going to buy this guy low.
Yes.
And try and develop him and get through all the stuff. Maybe they have to wait a year before they actually get him. Maybe a team does wait until all the legal stuff comes up. But I have a feeling we'll see Henry Ruggs back in the league. He's so close to being good enough to, like, no matter what he does, he'll be back in.
He's very.
But I think honestly, his youth at 22 years old and the fact that he has been getting slightly better, I have a feeling we might see him again. Say what you want. There's plenty of opinions that say he shouldn't be allowed to ever play again. He should be allowed to play again, whatever. Whatever side you're on, we might see Henry Ruggs back in due time. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Henry Ruggs back. I'll put it that way. Ruggs is accused of going 156 miles per hour. Oh.
That's fast.
Oh, my God. Ruggs' NFL career is over. His money is gone and will go to jail. We'll see.
I mean, it could very well just go that way, too.
It could go that way.
It's like, you never know with these things. It's especially with, if you've been established for, like, even the rest of this season and you had, like, a decent.
Yeah.
It's great. Also, sorry, Vegas fans.
Yeah, Vegas fans.
Sorry, Vegas fans. Welcome to your first season where you can see your team at home.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Sorry, Derek Carr, too.
Yeah, that's just... Yeah, imagine being Derek Carr and there's just bombs going off everywhere you step.
Shout
You take one step, you drop on him landmine, the fire. Your coach is gone. The guy that loves you to death. I think they probably eat breakfast together. They definitely ate breakfast. Yeah, wow.
You know that. You know that.
And then Henry Ruggs, the guy you're having afternoon snacks with.
I know, dude. Snack time, a little Welch's fruit snack.
He's also. I'm good. I'm not a Raiders fan, even though I live here. It's good. I'm not a Raiders. That's fine too.
There you go.
He's gonna go sell new Chevys to Alabama recruits in Tuscaloosa. Could be a job he finds himself at. I wouldn't be overly surprised, Isaac. But yeah, we'll see how this man's career ends up. It could go the one way if he never touches the field ever again. He's in jail and he gets fined out the wazoo, or it goes he settles with the family, does his due diligence and whatever rehab or something that they probably make him do, and then he comes back in the league and we get to see Henry Ruggs again. But either way, not a good situation. Terrible. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family that
of course.
That's bad. Just do better.
Do better.
It's not like you can't afford an Uber, you fuck.
Yeah.
Like what? Or you probably have enough friends. All right. Moving on.
Some technical difficulty.
All right.
I can't get the remote working.
Interesting. Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas officially announces this morning that he is done for the season. He's out. He's not coming back.
What a season.
What a season. You know, I don't mean to be a dickhead to Saints fans because you guys are the worst and I don't like you at all. But also, like, Raiders fans, Saints fans, sorry. Like,
Yeah, no, that one
Sorry.
does stink. But I don't feel as
Jameis
bad.
Taysom goes down. Jameis tears his ACL. Michael Thomas isn't coming back.
I'll tell you why, though. Why it's not that. Why I don't feel as bad.
Oh, I can tell you a lot of reasons why I don't feel that bad.
Well,
But
that's why I'm gonna say. First off, I sincerely don't know how much of a downgrade Trevor Simeon is.
that is fair.
They're both teams that
judging-
got casted off by their first
Judging
team.
by game one, I agree with you.
They both got casted off by their first team. Maybe could be a starter. Never. I mean, Jameis won games, but like,
That was before the eye surgery.
what was
though.
he doing?
That was before the eye
that was
surgery.
before the eye surgery.
It's good. NFL will send a message with Ruggs. You knew this was going to happen in Vegas eventually. Unfortunately, it already happened in the worst case scenario with a death. Yes, that is
Yeah.
very true. Saw this awful Instagram story of some Raiders Nation page saying, "I stand with Henry Ruggs." Yeah, no. There is
Stand
no.
with him for what?
Yeah, I think there's people out there that were like, "Yeah, it's okay," and it's just not okay.
You can't. This isn't like a two-sided controversy. You can't
Yeah,
stand with him.
This isn't
I don't
a.
think he's standing with him.
And now, I'm just going to play devil's advocate on this one and say, for the Gruden thing, you have your people who are like, oh, that's not that offensive. Like, oh,
Well, at
buck
least
up, blah,
you
blah,
can say
blah.
it didn't
This
happen
man-
while he was employed with the.
yeah. There's things
There's a
around that you
little-
could, like, argue slightly here and there.
And it wasn't illegal.
Yeah, this guy, oh, hey,
Okay.
this guy fucking killed someone. Like, how do you
Yeah.
stand with, he drunk drove at 160 miles an hour and fucking killed someone.
And this isn't like Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, like, oops, you actually had a real gun when you thought it was a fake gun. No, you had a
Like, with Alec
vehicular.
Baldwin, it's like, oh, you killed someone, but I honestly feel bad that you killed someone.
I feel bad. By the way, I looked at that story and it was a real gun.
They accidentally gave him a
They
real gun.
accidentally had 3 guns on set. Apparently 2 were prop and 1 was real, and they gave him the real one. So now there's an investigation going on. Sean, wait. Sean,
Yeah, why did they have the real gun on the movie set?
that is it's great question.
Oh man, that's terrible. Imagine you're trying to film a movie and then you shoot someone. What a change in your day.
Yeah,
That's
I,
that's a
I still can't believe that story
that's
happened.
insane. So that's not like that. You can't. It's not
Yeah.
like oopsie.
Oops. No. There's no oops. There is no second.
You can't stand. Again, I really doubt Henry Ruggs is standing with
Himself.
Ruggs.
Yeah, I have a feeling Henry Ruggs feels probably pretty terrible about
Yeah.
this. And if he doesn't, then by all means, put that man in jail for a long time.
Man, wow. I mean, what are they doing?
Anyways.
Man, just pick something better to stand on, you know?
Yeah,
Be passionate about something, just not that.
just not that. Anything but that. Anyways, another wide receiver whose job it seems to have come to an end on the team he is, because I don't think Michael Thomas probably. Do you think he comes back after? How many years does he have on his contract? He just keeps getting hurt. I have a feeling they're going to try and move. I don't
And
know.
there was a lot of drama with this.
There was a
injury.
lot of drama anyways. I have a feeling we have seen the last of Michael Thomas in a Saints jersey. Also, we have seen the last of Odell Beckham Jr. in a Cleveland jersey as well. After not being dealt yesterday by the Browns at the trade deadline, it came to light that his dad posted something about free OBJ, and so did LeBron James, who's obviously a big Cleveland fan. Odell showed up to practice this morning, but upon showing up to practice, they told him he was excused for the day. So it sounds like they are going to cut him, or I guess cut him.
Okay, Michael Thomas is not a free agent until 2025.
That's right. He did sign that massive contract, didn't he?
Yeah, last year.
I forgot about that mass. They still might try and deal him, But yes, OBJ's time seems like it's come to an end. It seems like he's done in Cleveland. Doesn't want to be there anymore. The team doesn't really want him there anymore. I think it's kind of a mutual. They tried to get him dealt before the trade deadline. Couldn't make out a deal for him. I'm sure they're not selling low on him. Like, it's still Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Odell does need to go back to New York. He needs to go somewhere that he's. I don't know what
I
he
would.
needs.
I
know what he
don't want
needs.
him to go. But I want him to go to like Green Bay or something.
I don't want that.
Well, you don't want that. That's true. I just want him to go somewhere where he's good because I always liked Odell.
Send him to the Texans with Brandon Cooks and see what they can do down there.
No, send him somewhere with a quarterback.
Tyrod's back this week. What do you mean?
Okay.
Come on.
All right, so we'll have Tyrod for the last 8 weeks of this season. At the
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I'll give him a Tyrod, but like, I just want him to have success somewhere.
Saquon Barkley tested positive for COVID on his initial test and being retested confirmed. Okay.
Oh man.
I know that Saquon is vaccinated. The reason, and then our next story,
Yeah,
of
we
course,
didn't
Aaron
even finish
Rodgers
writing it
had tested positive for COVID. Due to him not being vaccinated, there is no 2 negative tests protocol thing.
Right.
So he is automatically missing, because he did test positive for COVID. It wasn't contact trace or anything.
Yeah.
He, due to NFL protocols, has to miss the next game. He is eligible to come back November 14th, which I think that does.
It's 11 days.
Yeah, so he should be okay for the week after. Oh wait.
No.
Wait. Thursday is the
No, 'cause
4th. Friday is the 5th. 6th. Yeah. He might be able to come back on that Sunday. I'm not sure.
Sunday,
That Sunday,
okay.
depending on how tests and everything goes. I think the earliest he's allowed to come back is the 14th. Oh shit! I just dropped Devontae Booker. No, he does not need to be in the South. Nope. No. I know everyone's like, I want to see him go somewhere, but
It's
not
over
done.
here,
Not over here. Go somewhere else. But yeah. So, and then apparently the third string Packers quarterback also has COVID. So it is just
It's
Jordan
Love time.
It is just Jordan Love time. We are going to see him make his first start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for start.
First start, I think it's going to be his first one. So interesting stuff. I think the Packers. I haven't seen the Packers line open back up. I'm going to guess it went to +2.
Ruggs had a gun in the whip too. What was that dude?
What is he doing?
Do you recall the Eagles player who got caught speeding with a gun? He was a wide receiver. He was the most mediocre player I'd ever seen. There's no reason I should even remember it.
Yeah,
It was like our 7th string wide receiver. He's only remember. He just was flying across the Ben Franklin Bridge into Jersey doing like 150 about, and he had a gun in the car, and it was really bad because he was taking a gun over state borders. Yeah, he was.
Why don't people? Why don't people think?
What was his name? I bet Isaac knows.
I bet Isaac probably does now. Yeah, don't drive 150 to 160 miles an hour while under the influence. Or not.
Don't
Either
hop
way.
in the All right,
Either way, don't do it.
Here's the breakdown.
Yeah.
You got.
Yeah, Ruggs got released yesterday.
Don't
Yeah, they were like, nah, we're not doing that.
That was
Especially with all the controversy that's already going on. Like, if it's a team that has a good PR or something, they're maybe hang on to him for a day or two and just see what happens.
Oregon legend
Josh Allen.
There it is.
But yeah, no, not.
Oh yeah, and he had a bunch of weed in the car too, like a ton of weed in the car. That was a classic.
I don't understand.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know. So yeah, let's break this down. Don't get in the car when you're under the influence.
Definitely not.
Don't do it. Bad idea. Don't get in the car. Don't carry a gun in your car.
Unless you have
it's a permit and it's out of reach of you, like it should be in a
one in the blank in the chain.
Yeah, whatever. Don't do that.
No.
3, don't drive 150 to 160 miles an hour. You can drive 100 in a lot of different places and not get pulled over.
It's typically a lot of the time. Hey,
I've hit 90 to 100 on the turnpike.
Here's a fact.
And I've been getting passed.
Speed limits were invented and put up a long time ago.
Yeah.
Cars are different now.
Yeah.
You can probably safely go a little faster.
Yeah.
I won't condemn 100 in
No.
most cases. In a
Yeah.
lot of
On the turn
some.
on the turnpike, if you want to crank her up and you got open space, 90 to 100, by all
Let her
means,
fly.
let her fly. When you crash that shit, don't come
That's on
bitching.
you.
Yeah. That's your life in your own hands.
Asterisk. This is entertainment
But
purposes only.
I think we need to start drawing the line once we start creeping into like well
I think
over 100.
110 is
110,
where
you're
your
insane.
max should
You're
be.
you're going crazy at 110. That's like a once in a lifetime. You hit 110, 120, and you're like, whoo, you know, get a little adrenaline pumping. 150 to 160 is like you better be in the salt flats or some shit with nobody around or nothing. So, 1, don't do it under the influence.
Duh.
2, if you're gonna have a gun, make sure it's permanent and legally in your car.
Make sure you're not drunk driving with said gun.
Yes. 3, don't drive 150 to 160 miles an hour. So when we parlay these together, when we parlay the drunk driving and the gun illegal and the 150 to 160, that is an insane once in a lifetime lottery hit. And guess what? Henry Ruggs hit it. He put $1 down for negative 10 and 12 million, and he hit that bitch. That's a big parlay hit. You dumbass. But yeah.
Crazy.
I like that analogy. That was good. I feel good about my metaphor.
Yeah, that was good. I like
Thank you.
Brought it around the sports
Thank
betting
you.
show.
Thank
that was
you.
smart. That was good.
Thank you.
So, want to hear something great? I don't know. Do you have something else?
Oh, yeah, I've got, but I'm ready for you now.
This Oklahoma State thing
Yeah.
is wild. So, Oklahoma State University, OSU,
The Oklahoma State.
OSU, has been banned from the NCAA tournament, aka March Madness, for the next 3 years. This is not just today or this year. This is the next 3 years.
Wow.
And I kind of forgot this even happened, but this is crazy. So they're going through a 3-year a 3-year probationary period. It's gonna start immediately and end today in 2024.
Wow.
November 3rd, 2024.
Wow.
So apparently,
So they missed this season, next season, and the following season. This season, 2021.
They missed 2022 March Madness, 23 March Madness, 24 March Madness.
No, they don't miss 24.
Yes, they do because they get freed in 24.
Oh, I got you.
November
I got you.
24.
So missed this one, the next one, and the one after?
22, 23, and 24.
Gotcha. Wow.
So, apparently 4 schools had an assistant arrested by the FBI in September of 2017. In Oklahoma State's case, it was Lamont Evans.
Damn it, Lamont.
He pled guilty in January 2019, actually, and spent 3 months in a federal prison. This is because he was being unethical and illegal. He was caught participating in a plot to recruit players to schools that he was employed by, including Oklahoma State, before then South Carolina. He was found to have accepted at least $18,000 in bribes. All of this money was actually provided by the FBI during their sting operation. So at this, he was doing all of this while being on wiretap, surveillance videos. He was working with this dude, Christian Dawkins. He was a runner for a sports agency, and he was trying to build out a business for basketball clients. But yeah, he was just out here taking bribes, doing all this stuff. And then the thing is, he pled guilty, so he never actually spoke at his trial. And then he refused to do anything in the He refused to cooperate in the NCAA's investigation. So that's why OSU's getting punished. So he just was like, I'm out. Have fun, guys. It's crazy because then, so this happened again. This was 4 years ago. But it didn't begin. So there's this all the actual NCAA investigations didn't begin until 2019 when they actually were all convicted.
Okay.
But you've got 10 guilty pleas and convictions. 4 assistant coaches at OSU, Arizona, Auburn, and USC.
Are they all banned from the tournament too?
So here's what actually happened with all of them. They didn't ban USC from the postseason for some reason. I'm not sure. And then Arizona and Auburn both self-imposed their bans last year. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Remember? So
who
they
else
got
did that?
out
Didn't
clean.
Duke do that too?
I think so. I think it was a different situation though.
It was. It was something. They banned themselves.
So,
LSU got that in football a couple years ago as well.
So Arizona and Auburn self-imposed. They said, "Oh, we're out."
Which is actually like the smartest thing.
So they applied for, accepted, and are going through the independent accountability resolution process. So if OSU just had done that, they would have already been back.
They would have been fine. But they had Cade Cunningham.
But Cade Cunningham probably would have been looked better.
Yeah, probably.
Because he looked terrible in the tournament.
Wow. Those are some... Yeah. I mean, I don't know how good Oklahoma State was going to be this year, but that's a lot of years. That's a lot of recruiting that's going to go away. That's just a lot of... Their program's going to dismantle. That's 3 years of not going to tournament. That's crazy. Like, how are you supposed to recruit a freshman?
You want to hear something crazy, too?
Yes.
Oklahoma State barely even did anything.
Really?
They didn't, so the NCAA, well, the FBI found a lot.
Yeah.
But the NCAA only found one case of this dude Evans giving $300 to an Oklahoma State senior who then paid back the money and served a 3-game suspension. That was the only case of that they found. And then they said there was 0 evidence they ever enrolled anyone illegally. It's actually, and then so they actually have a nice little thing here that's also like, it's the first time a school has ever been banned from the postseason without either a head coach responsibility charge, a lack of institutional control, a failure to monitor, or a type of recruiting violation or academic fraud.
Wow.
They didn't fall into any of those categories, and it's the first time someone's been banned by the postseason without
For
falling
3
into.
years,
Yeah, crazy, right?
That's an insane ban. Dude, what did Penn State get when it was Sandusky? Didn't they get 3 years?
They got 3 years.
Dude, the NCAA makes no sense to me. No sense to me.
Oh, the playoffs might not be for all 3 years. But the probation is, which...
For March Madness?
Yeah, they might only be banned from this March Madness.
Okay.
But the probation lasts 3 years. I'm assuming it's something they can say good or bad.
Well, yeah. I'm sure you just don't break another rule in that amount of time and you're okay.
Yeah.
But still.
But they can't, you can't recruit, you can't, like, you have a much more limited visits, you have much less unofficial visits, you just telephone recruiting, there's a lot of things you can't do for 3 years.
Wow. That's a lot. So they're really just trying to disrupt their dismantle their program.
Yeah,
Sick NCAA. That's really cool. All right. I want to hear about a team complaining. Said team being the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. Giants Joe Judge says, and quote, stupid headsets to blame for poor clock management in their loss Monday night against the Chiefs. Judge blames the headset malfunction. He says, headset malfunction. The headsets were going out. This has been happening in every game so far. We deal with the league, and they keep telling us about different software updates or whatever it is. Judge also then blamed the hardware for the issues. Judge said the Giants had to call those 2 timeouts because the headsets weren't, quote, getting reception when they were trying to make substitutions. That's the issue right there, Judge said. We are trying to make the right call. We have to make sure the hardware is working. So whatever the issue with that is, the people involved better get it fixed fast. I wish Zimmer used this excuse for the reason he called 2 timeouts in a row. But Zimmer's just an idiot and had no malfunctions, just his brain.
Oh.
If we can't rely on the equipment, then we'll try to figure out something else, Judge said. We tried at one point to go back to the old equipment, but they told us we weren't allowed to do it for whatever reason. We didn't have issues with it last year. Hopefully, we figure it out. Whoever's in charge of it, I don't know if it's through the league or us exactly, but they've got to fix it fast. That's it.
It's interesting because I want to immediately be like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
But that's not the first time I've heard of issues with the headsets this year.
Really?
There's some people who said they've blacked out for like plays and like series, and
You just can't be having that.
it can't be. I don't. I kind of just feel like it would be a lot more fun if there was no headset.
He did at the end say, again, look, I don't want to make this about stupid headsets. That wasn't the factor in the game. We got to do other things on our own for us to be successful. So definitely taking a shot at the headsets as, hey, we probably could have done something a little bit better at the end of that game. Better than what we did. But,
Yeah, I'm assuming that's probably a direct question. He's like, why'd you call 2 timeouts? He's like, man, I couldn't say nothing.
Joe Judge mad he can't make the headsets do burpees. Why is our chat not on? Damn it.
I don't know.
That makes me angry. I want to see the chat. Anyways.
My name is Joe Judge. And I can't talk to
hate
Danny
headsets.
Dimes out
Yeah,
there. You
come
can't
on,
hear
man.
me.
They just want to have breakfast together and they can't even keep
I don't think they have breakfast
You
together.
don't think they have
They don't seem like they have that kind of relationship.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
It's nothing against them. They're just not those dudes.
All right. The first college football playoff ranking was announced.
Ooh.
Georgia, obviously first. They
Mhm.
are the killers right now. They are the unbeatables. I think they probably win the whole thing. But coming in after, wait, hang on. Okay, Georgia number 1, Bama number 2, despite losing to Texas A&M.
Sorry, wrong.
That pisses some people off. However, their strength of schedule cannot be denied. Michigan
Yes, it
State finding themselves in at number 3 after beating Michigan. Don't know how Harbaugh still has his job. I don't think he's beat Michigan State yet. I don't think he's won a big game yet. And then Oregon sliding in at number 4. God, I love Oregon. Those jerseys are the toughest things I've ever seen in my life. Followed by, so the 4 next looking in will be Ohio State at 5, Cincy at 6, being 8-0, 7 Michigan, and then Oklahoma at 9-0 at 8.
Well, there you go. This is just proof that the college football players are completely broken.
Yeah, this is just why we need a bigger playoff.
We wouldn't. That.
Because I agree with the top 4.
I don't. Why would Cincinnati not be in the top 4?
Because they haven't played anybody. Bama's been playing a top 25 ranked team almost every single week.
Bama has beaten 2 top 25 ranked teams, and they've lost to 1.
Alabama score.
Maybe not 20. No, I think it is 25. They're 2-1 against top 25 right now.
So they absolutely rolled Tennessee. They rolled Mississippi State. They lost to Texas A&M by 3, who was 13. They beat Mississippi by 21, who was 15. They beat Florida by 2, Miami by 30. Yeah, like, dude, you can't not have them in there.
They can be 4.
Yeah, they can be 4, but they should still
And
be
they shouldn't be above Cincinnati.
I do need to start a support group for Vikings fans, by the way.
I'm just saying, it's just complete proof that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, if you're not Alabama, you can't make the playoffs.
No, that's a little aggressive.
If you win every single game you play, you didn't make the playoffs because you're not Alabama.
Yeah, because you don't play that hard of teams.
I'm just saying.
I also don't like when an undefeated team doesn't make it. That's why I think that the playoffs should just be bigger. But there's no way you can rank Cincinnati over Alabama. Like, I'm sorry. Alabama would pick them up by the throat and smash them on the head repeatedly. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, probably.
That's why we just need a bigger playoff. We need a 16-team playoff. Let's make this shit fun. Because 16 teams, that is sick. Georgia, Bama, Michigan State, Oregon, Ohio State, Cincy, Michigan, Oklahoma, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Auburn, Texas A&M.
Cincinnati would be in a higher ranked team than Alabama has this entire year, and they beat Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is so bad though.
Yeah, but they were 8 at the time.
Dude, but look at their other games. Like, look who they're playing against.
Nah, there's a lot of sad boys here.
Like, Bama beat Mississippi State by 21 or 30 something.
I'm just saying, man. 2-1 with 3 teams that aren't even top 10. Isn't that?
It's just the rest of the schedule though. It's like
That's fine. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I think Bama is ranked at number 2 off of nothing to do with their results from this year and just assuming that their team's better than other teams.
yeah, because they probably are better than other teams.
But you
though.
can't do that. That's not how playoffs should ever work. You know, like it should never be like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
But when it's up, when you
Like,
give it up to people voting, this is what's gonna happen.
Like, let's say that the Eagles made the playoffs and played the Bucks in the first round.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, actually, the Bucks won because even though if the Eagles won the game, it doesn't matter because the Bucks were the better team and they do have the better players. So
This is the problem with rankings. They literally do their own power rankings. They vote on their own power rankings. That's the problem with the playoff in the first place. It'd be one thing if you just took 8-0s all the way down the list and then move it to 7-1. Like, that is one thing. That's how rankings do work. But they base it off of power rankings, which is the stupidest way.
Power rankings are always going to be subject.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, Cincinnati at 8-0 isn't as impressive as Bama at 7-1 to me. It's not at all. Because Bama has to play
Bama should be 8-0.
They should.
So to me, it is more impressive, or at least as impressive.
I'm hoping Bama has to square off against Georgia in the playoff before the championship game. I do too, except that I'm worried that Bama would actually beat them. Because Bama during playoff time is scary. I would love to see a Bama-Georgia championship.
Yeah.
Because that shit would get intense. Michigan State, also very good team at number 3. Obviously taking down Michigan. I could make the case for Bama being 3. I don't think 4. Because I think they do belong above Oregon. And I think Oregon absolutely belongs in the top 4. I know some people are going to reject that one. But I do think Oregon's good enough to be in the top 4. But yeah, college football playoffs are stupid. Is the moral of the story. And there should be 16 teams.
Should be 8. Like, why? I'll take anything more than 4.
Yeah. I still think 16 would be really fun.
16 would be the most cool fun.
Bama almost lost to Florida. Bama probably wins it, unfortunately. They just, around playoff time, boy, they are a tough team to beat. Sitting there. Yes, and Oregon is hot. They scared me early on in the season, but they seem to be bad.
That's my problem is, Bama's definitely a top 4 team if you just took the team.
Yeah.
But have they had a top 4 season?
I still think yes.
Yeah, but I don't think it's number 2. I think it's probably
that's fair.
3 or 4.
That's fair.
I think Cincinnati gets in there.
I don't.
You can only play your opponents.
I understand, but that's the reason that Boise State was undefeated for like 7 years and never made the college football playoff. And then all of a sudden they moved Boise State to a better division, and Boise State started getting shit on year after year after year with the exact same team. It's just, you just can't put shit. And that's why we always have a fucking shitty ass playoff in the first round of the Final Four teams, because it's always just the 2 best teams against the 2 else that got thrown in there. And they just get absolutely smacked across the mouth every year. Stupid. Dumb. Hey, I'm pulling for Cincy. I hope they make it. I hope all the other teams collapse, but the only way they're getting in is if the next 5 teams in front of them, someone fucks it up. Because they're not getting in with a perfect season by themselves. I don't know who they play for the rest of the year, though. Maybe if they have a big win.
That's just goofy, and college football is among the most controlled by money. And TV.
Oh yeah, I agree. But like 14-point win against Indiana. Indiana's shit. 7-point win against Navy. Navy's shit. Only beat Tulane by 19. Tulane is shit. But there's that 49-point win over Temple.
49 over Temple. I'm looking on already. 35 over UCF.
It's just I understand why they do it. I just don't like the setup of it. And yes, it is the most controlled by money in TV, 1,000%. Could you imagine if they had like Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Oregon, and I don't know, someone else in there? No one would watch.
No.
0 people would watch. I wouldn't watch. I'd be like, no, thanks. I don't give a shit about these teams. All right. Moving on from that. Sad. Ernie Johnson's son died, and they did a whole tribute on NBA TNT. I don't know if anyone saw it or anything. I did not. But apparently it was very touching and very emotional. Ernie Johnson's son, it was 33, struggled with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I haven't heard that. Sounded like they kind of knew it was somewhat coming, but Shaq and Kenny and Charles all said very nice things, and Ernie was very, very happy about it. It was just a nice little thing. I don't have a tribute, but
I feel like, not to be like taking, but I feel like out of all, to be in any group mourning something,
yeah.
I feel like the TNT crew is probably going to be it. They're going to lift your spirits up.
Yeah,
quickly,
no,
you know?
that is
Like,
definitely,
if
yeah.
you're surrounded by a few guys, that's probably the group.
I'll say I don't think I know another casting crew that's like more of friends,
Actual
more
friends.
actual friends in real life than
I
that
know,
crew.
and that's what makes it so good.
And that's, I don't understand how other networks haven't picked up on this.
You know, they they completely changed the NBA. Like they alone.
That show
are a good
alone,
reason why the NBA is where it is at now, compared to a decade ago.
yeah, like I just don't understand why other networks haven't figured it out.
Me neither. Doesn't seem
Like,
that
just
hard,
put
right?
4 guys who genuinely like each other, make 2 of them goofballs and funny, make the other 2 really smart but also kind of funny, and just stick them all together and see what happens.
Dude, Ernie is so funny.
Ernie is so funny.
Yeah, I love Ernie.
I love that they designated him as the white guy in that group. He does a very good job as the white guy in that group. Like, I don't think there's anyone who could hold it down as good as Ernie does.
No, that's great content.
It is great content. Steve G said if Bama loses 2 games, now that's different.
Now,
You kick them out.
You
Yeah.
can't have 2
You can't.
in that loss.
Bama gets 1 with that schedule.
Yeah,
because the
that's
schedule
fair.
is so
That's fair.
fucking good, they get 1 in order to be in. If they lose 2, no, that's where you draw the line. Can't do it. And Thursday Night Football is taking away Thursday nights on TNT. True. Yes, it is. I'm also pretty upset with the NHL and TNT this year.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Nothing.
Where's Gretzky?
I don't. Is that not supposed to happen this year?
It is supposed to happen.
I haven't seen shit. The only thing that hosts the NHL is ESPN Plus, and boy does ESPN Plus suck. By the way, it is terrible. I had it for a month and immediately stopped paying for it because I was like, "This is the worst."
Really,
thing
it's
ever.
bad.
It's so bad.
I always thought it'd be like amazing.
Unless you are a diehard hockey fan and want to watch every game, which honestly is becoming to the point where I'm like, okay, that's.
But is there like?
But I would rather stream
an
it.
NHL like Game Pass or something type deal.
Yeah, you could easily do that. So you get soccer matches that you don't give a flying fuck about. Also, you can't get the ESPN Plus games for your own team in your local area.
Right.
You can't get it. So like, why the hell would I want it anyways?
Well, at least you're not in your own area.
Yeah, I mean, it would be beneficial. And then I think Champions League, it does a pretty good job. No, not Champions League. That's Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus shows all the Champions League games, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just terrible. And then
football that's on.
The only thing that's nice about ESPN Plus is then you are able to buy the UFC Fight Pass, which is a very cool thing, by the way. It's extremely cool. But it's just, unless you're like a diehard fan, it's just not worth it. ESPN Plus sucks. It's so bad. NBA announced less NBA on TNT Thursdays this year because they're competing with football. That's so stupid. I don't like Thursday Night Football.
I mean,
can't they do it on one of the main casts? Because isn't it? It's ESPN and TNT right now, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know why they do it the way they do it. I also feel like.
Bruce, do you have Fight Pass?
What about,
I
like, Fight
feel like
Night?
Fight Pass would be pretty cool. Fight Pass is pretty cool. They play all the old fights. You can watch like any fight. They have all
That's cool.
the pay-per-views you can buy and stuff. That's pretty cool. Because I did used to love me some UFC Unleashed on Spike TV. That shit. Or UFC Fight Night on Spike TV, where they just took like 5 random fights in an hour-long episode, or like 5 of the greatest fights that's ever happened in an hour-long episode, and they just played one after the other. And it was the greatest thing ever. And they played like 12 of them in a row on Spike TV. Oh, my 8-year-old self was just beating the shit out of people. Oh, God. Oh, nothing better than UFC Unleashed on Spike TV. Or UFC Fight Night. Those were the best. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, ESPN Plus sucks. Yeah, I got into UFC late, so wanted to go back and watch them all from UFC 1. Smart.
Gotta know the story.
Gotta know the story. Hey, UFC's come a long ways in
Oh,
a
I
very
know.
short amount of time.
It's crazy.
It was like when I was younger, it was kind of making a big name. It was just kind of starting out with the Chuck Liddells and those guys, all the Brock Lesnar's and them. And then it kind of took a downturn once all those guys retired. It kind of went like this. And then all of a sudden the new guys came out, like the Khabibs and the McGregors and shit, and UFC just took off. And I am very happy for it. Where is Arch Manning going? Georgia? Ooh, where is Arch Manning going? Is he even old enough to be getting recruited?
It's crazy. People are like,
Because isn't he a freshman in high school or some shit?
oh, who's the? There's someone's the.
He's 16. Jeez. He is pretty good, though. I've seen some of his highlights.
And there's the
And he's
recruiting.
6'4" at 16.
That's crazy, dude. The way he's getting recruited is like fascinating. It's so funny.
There's no way he goes to like Georgia or something, right? He has to go to Ole Miss or Tennessee or something.
Yeah, I want to see some because there's like.
He'd be a legend at Ole Miss or Tennessee, following in Peyton or Eli's steps. Maybe he does want to do his own thing.
He wants to do his own thing. That's what I've heard.
I mean, when can he even officially commit? Can he commit whenever he wants? I thought there was something about talking to 8th graders.
Yeah, no, it takes. There's like, but like people are doing the least or the most legal commitments. Like I know. Oh, who's the coach? I'm not gonna say because I don't remember. But some coach, the only person he's following on Instagram is Arch.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Arch is being hyped up to be better than Eli and Peyton. Honestly, from what I've seen, I can't imagine that he wouldn't be better. Having those two guys train you, most likely, because I'm guessing they have a lot to do with how good he is. Plus, he's already 6'4" at 16 years old. Like, yeah, I could see him not panning out to be as good, but as far as his projection, he's got to be on a better projection path. Like, he has those guys who can teach him how to play as an NFL QB since he was 4 years old.
He probably already knows. He like. Probably
Wow. Hold up. Steph said if Mike White beats Indianapolis, she will change her profile picture for 24 hours to Mike White.
Steph,
Steph,
we're gonna
you
have
better
to
not.
fight.
Steph, you better not be kidding. 'Cause boy, would I
I'm
love to see that.
really nervous.
I would be
He's
too.
gonna outplay Carson Wentz.
I would be too. He just outplayed Joey Burrow.
Oh, and he outplayed.
And outplayed him by a mile.
About everybody in the league last on Sunday.
I would be terrified as a Colts fan right now. I would be absolutely terrified.
Ole Miss, Bama, and Georgia.
I think
Ole Miss,
Georgia.
Bama, because I don't think he'd go to Ole Miss. I don't think Uncle Eli gets it.
You don't think so? Let's go Mike White. I love how everyone's a Mike White fan right now. I'm honestly kind of a Mike White fan.
I know.
As well.
It's win-win.
Yeah. Dude, how can you not like him?
It's weird because I normally would lean towards, like, in my gut, just being that's a one-off game. Like,
yeah.
Don't get fooled by this bozo.
JP, meh. Only Colts fan in here.
But this, for him, I don't feel that way. I keep getting is this how they find this? Was that the Mike White game?
I we might have more Mike White games.
Was that the Mike White game, or is this just
Dude, a
Mike
backup
White?
doesn't come in and throw for 400 yards.
They
Nobody
do
does
sometimes.
that. Nobody does that.
They do sometimes.
They maybe do that if they're getting blown out by 40. But to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns or whatever the hell it was, or 3 touchdowns, whatever it was, and win the game against one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
No, I'm with it.
Who are you?
He's the White Lotus.
He's the White Lotus.
It's Magic Mike.
Could be the next Matt Flynn. Ooh. No, I'm gonna laugh so hard if this guy ends up just like not playing bad, and then they have to start him over Zach Wilson when he gets healthy, and then it's just the Mike White show.
Now that's a great question about what happens with Zach
What
Wilson.
do you
Because
do?
nobody's ever been in a situation like that. Because frankly, Zach Wilson has not looked good.
No.
Like really not good.
No, he's
But
looked
he's
pretty bad.
not terrible. Like
I mean, what do you expect?
you can't give up on him.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, what do you expect him to do? Like, what is he
But
supposed to
maybe
do?
you're supposed to do that.
But Mike White was like, here, I'll show you. Like,
But like, oh man.
that's the thing. Everything was normal, and even if Mike White had a
So
300-yard
this guy-
game and lost the game by 3, I'd still be like, well,
Until this dude.
but he won the game.
Oh man, he could be anything. It's wide open.
It is really wide open. I don't understand. And honestly, I am not benching Mike White. No way in hell. Until he has
you
a
get to see it,
terrible,
you don't have a job on the line.
terrible game, I am not benching Mike White.
You didn't trade anything to get
This is the
Zach Wilson.
perfect scenario. Give Zach Wilson time to not get hurt. As we see, rookie QBs get hurt when you go out there and get them killed. Again, we've talked about this many of times. Zach Wilson went out there and got killed. Keep Mike White in for the rest of the season. Save Zach Wilson's legs. Let Mike White take the abuse. And hey, who knows? Maybe he ends up being your future QB and the answer to all your problems. Mike White.
Who thought?
Who
would have thought?
Matt Flynn made a career in earnings from one great game smoking the Seahawks, so we'll see him around for a while. Is he? No, I think it was before Ryan Fitzpatrick became a starter for the Dolphins. He had probably the greatest career in the history of any QB ever. He had started, I don't know how many total games. He's made $60 million being backup quarterbacks everywhere, getting paid a ridiculous amount. Like, no, he did have the greatest career ever until they were like, hey, you're 40 now. You should start throwing the ball and playing more. Wish Glennon would have popped off like Mike White. Walking that goofy fellow back there. Ooh, Glennon's got to be the goofiest looking dude.
He is the goofiest looking dude.
That
period.
giraffe, lanky ass. He's just the weirdest. Everything just broken today.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is broken.
The internet's terrible. I don't know what's going on.
What is
I can't
going
even
on
copy and paste anything in this Google Doc.
I know. I'm trying to get somewhere on TV so I can see our beautiful faces, and I just can't. Yeah.
He was so goofy though. Remember when he was supposed to be the answer
For the Bucks?
Yeah.
I
And then
remember that.
James.
Was Jameis the one who
He
succeeded him?
usurped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept bouncing around. He was supposed to be the answer a couple places, and then he kept getting Mike Glennon.
Who will have a better career, Mike White or Cooper Rush? That's worth a poll. That's worth a poll going into bets. It is 1 o'clock. We should get into bets. That should be a poll going into bets.
Wow.
All right, Isaac.
What's
well done.
Is it career?
Career.
Or would you take?
Career.
Would you
No,
take
no,
as
no.
your franchise
Nope.
quarterback right
Career. Straight up. Who is going to have better stats, a better career? Cooper Rush or Mike White? Ha, Steve G. They are looking good back here. They do be looking good back here. I'm surprised it's not. It's gonna be great when we have like the whole teeny mate up there.
now?
Teeny mate squad.
Hell yeah.
All right, fellas, we are going to kick it to a break
Hold
for
on,
bets.
fellas. I have
But
to find
before
the
we do-
thinking emoji.
Before we do, we need to answer this poll during the break. Who will have and understand the parameters of this poll? Okay, it is just career. Whoever has more wins, better stats, just a better career as a QB, Mike White or Cooper Rush. A little overreaction Wednesday. We'll get it.
I'm working on it.
We'll get it. It's coming. You better get ready for this poll. It's gonna blow you away.
And then of course.
Too many characters, bro. Okay, just put it as that.
No.
Damn it. Dude, we're sitting here waiting.
Never. Where's the lightning bolt? I mean, don't worry about it. Eric, there it is.
You thought so? Dude, I was going to say that. Isaac, Cooper Rush is literally a mixture of 50% Carson Wentz and 50% Andy Dalton, and if you put them together. Seriously, he looks like the offspring of them. I'm so glad someone else said that. Because he really does.
He really does.
Wow, you didn't give Cooper Rush anything?
No.
That's so disrespectful. That was the worst thing ever. You just did all that time. And you made Magic Mike White Lightning with a wizard and a lightning bolt.
Yes.
And then Cooper Rush.
Correct.
Oh, my God. Anyways, well, let's kick it to a break now so all the fellas can vote.
I want to vote.
I voted. Yeah, then you voted. God, I hate you. All right, we're kicking into a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Enjoy the flaming timer.
I'm just gonna
Enjoy the. Yeah, you're gonna need to go over there to do it, I guess. Enjoy the flaming timer. Enjoy the poll. Wow, 10 votes. Come on. Oh, Magic Mike Whiteling. That's a biased poll here, which is funny because me and Sean both voted for Cooper Rush. Red Rocket Junior deserves no emoji. All right, fellas. We'll be back in 5.
Get over, fellas.
Fellas, we are back. It is betting time. Did this thing not work? Dude.
What?
Why is it always on? Oh, never mind. Haha, just kidding. It worked. Fellas, welcome back. It is betting time. There is just the Wi-Fi in this household.
Something's going on.
Something's going on. Someone's abusing the Wi-Fi today. But it's okay. We're still here, and it is now betting time. For all the degenerates in here, it is degenerate time. It's past 1 o'clock. Let's get into it. Boy, do I love the NHL slate tonight, Sean.
The poll has ended.
The poll. Oh, who won?
Magical Michael.
Magical Michael. 60%.
The White Lotus Lightning.
The White against Cooper Rush. All right, fellas. Let's see if most of the polls we create in here, the fellas are on the right side. So let's see if they get this one right. In about 4 years, we'll make another poll and see where we're at.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into the NHL. We no longer have MLB. I'll get the MLB stats posted on the season. I'm pretty sure we were negative units due to the first month we tried capping MLB when we didn't know much about it. But we sure learned and got better as the season went on. That's probably what it is.
Probably get that 4K VR.
Yeah, we do have 2 roommates with VR headsets, so that could be what be going on right now. Anyways, NHL tonight.
4K VR POV.
You sound like a spoken man out of experience.
I just love acronyms.
First game of the night, NHL. You'll also see it down there on the ticker. On the ticker down there. When it comes across the screen on the ticker. On the fellas ticker at the bottom. Anyways. Fun plot twist. In 2019, Cowboys cut Mike White in favor of keeping Cooper Rush. Wait, really? I did not know
No
that.
way. Really?
Isaac with the knowledge bomb. That is awesome. Wow, now
He
it's
was
personal.
drafted by the Cowboys.
Now it's personal.
Wow. That's fascinating.
All right. 8:30 tonight. First game of the night for NHL. We got Hurricanes at Blackhawks. Fellas. This is still the number 1 team in the NHL. Going against a not number 1 team in the NHL.
They're
Now.
a bunch of nobodies.
No.
Sorry.
Now, Nino Niederreiter is day-to-day, which, that's a little bit of a piece for Carolina. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews. His name is Taves, by the way. I know his name is Taves, but it's spelled Toes, and I fucking hate.
Toes?
And I hate it's Toes. And
It is spelled Toes.
And I fucking hate the guy, so his name is Toes. Okay, I know it's Taves. Trust me, he's been beating me for all of my life.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that guy. Anyways, Carolina Hurricanes are gonna win this game. Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves are very good players. They do make the Chicago Blackhawks a lot better. They've been without one or the other for pretty much all season. But this is still the 1-7-3 Blackhawks going against the 8-0 Hurricanes. We are taking the Hurricanes, and we're taking the Hurricanes in regulation. If you would have taken this last night, plus money. Don't know if it's still plus money. Probably not. Remember to hop on those lines early. Sharps are on Chicago. It's in Chicago tonight. Looks like the Hurricanes are getting 80 and 82% from the public. The spread is getting 97, so I'd stay away. That's still worth it in reg, though. Considering they're the best team in the NHL, I still think that's definitely worth it. I would stay away from -1.5. It seems like this could be a trap game with the line being so low, as low it is. The spread getting stacked on at +170. If you're really feeling ballsy out there, by all means, go do it, because this could easily be a 2-goal game. But the Hurricanes' offense hasn't looked overly impressive as of very recently, but their defense has been getting it done. So I don't know if they necessarily win by more than 1.5, but I think in regulation it has to be the play. It's a very scary line being that low, but sometimes you just got to do it. Next game at 8:30, we have Oilers at home against Predators. Predators on a nice little hot streak here. They're playing pretty well. They take out Calgary last night. They were on a 3-game win streak before that, so now they're on a 4-game win streak. However, back-to-back in Canada, you're going against the Oilers now, which are a slightly better team than Calgary. It was a great game against Calgary last night. I did have Calgary. Surprised that they lost, but well done by Predators. Oilers in regulation is the play here. A little bit stacked on by the public. They are getting the sharps. The -1.5 is probably like my +115, +120. This is one of the teams that you can lay -1.5 on just because of their high-powered offense. I would imagine quite a few goals go in tonight. The over 6 is probably a decent play. I've been not very solid on my over-unders for some reason. I'm always one short or something like that. Story of my life. Anyways, Oilers and reg is the safe play for this one. Oilers -1.5. If you want to lay it, it is one of those teams. I wouldn't do it on Hurricanes. I would do it on Oilers just because that Oilers offense can put up 6 any game they want. It's actually incredible. Crosby tested positive for the Coco. Oh no. Yeah, the NHL protocols is much different than NFL. There's going to be a lot of COVID-related stuff in NHL this year, judging by how the first couple weeks have gone. So yeah, Oilers, McDavid to get a point is at like -500 now because he's so incredible and amazing. You could probably take his goal for like -110 if you're really feeling it. But yeah, Oilers and the over. I prefer to put Oilers rather than the over because I haven't been that good on over-unders, but that should hit. 9 o'clock. Blue Jackets at Avalanche. Avalanche started at -245, has now dropped down to about 175, and it is most likely due to Rantanen being out. Yeah, they just have a decent list of people that are out. Burakovsky is day-to-day. It seems like he will play tonight. This is a game that I do not want to bet on. I do not trust the Colorado Avalanche right now. I don't think they're as good as everyone's making them out to be. I think losing Philip Grubauer was a big loss for them, even though Philip Grubauer hasn't necessarily played that great yet this year. I think that was a huge loss to them. Having Jonas Johansson as your backup and your starter as Darcy Kemper is not a good look. There should be plenty of goals scored on them tonight. I'm not necessarily saying take the Blue Jackets, although their value at +200 was really nice. I don't like it as much. +155. I would just be staying away from this game completely. I don't trust the Avalanche. I don't trust the Blue Jackets. This is just a stay-away game completely. There should be some goals tonight, maybe the over 5.5. You miss Grubauer? I bet you do. He was incredible and got snubbed out of a Goalie of the Year award, but it's fine. But yeah, I'd stay away from this one. I don't think it's worth touching. Colorado Avalanche have not showed me enough yet this year to be betting on them at -175. And like I said, Blue Jackets I don't trust them enough to be laying at +155. +200, yes, but +155, no. That goes into the last game of the night. We only got 4 games tonight. At 10 o'clock, we have the St. Louis Blues at the LA Kings. St. Louis Blues getting, again, this line doesn't seem right, but sometimes you just have to lay it. Blues getting -140. It's probably partly because Brandon Saad is out, or he's day-to-day, sorry. He might be playing in this game. I honestly can't tell you why the line is what it is. Cal Peterson's in that, maybe. Jordan Binnington is in that. He's been doing pretty well. They don't really have any huge injuries. The backup goalie's out. I just don't. Ryan O'Reilly is probably their biggest injury right now, and he's just not. Like, he's a piece of it, but we got Shen and David Perron and Torrey Krug and Tarasenko. And then you got this Jordan Kyrou kid, or Kyrou. I don't even know. I have yet to watch a Blues game this year, so I don't even know who this kid is, but he is fucking amazing. And then he's partnered with Justin Faulk. Like, it's just, this team is really good. This team also, the Blues have the highest percentage of cover this year for any NHL team at like 83.5%. So that means whether -1.5 or +1.5, they are covering almost every single game. I'm taking Blues here tonight. I don't really want to take it in regulation because I feel like one of these games is going to go to OT between the Hurricanes, Oilers, and Blues. That's just the 3 favorites of the night. I mean, honestly, you could lay a full 14 parlay tonight on all favorites, and it might hit in the NHL. Might be one of the Canes, Oilers, Blues, moneyline parlay +312. Yeah. I would keep, so I have Hurricanes in reg, Oilers in reg, and Blues in reg, but you have to keep one of them not in reg if you're going to parlay them. Actually, you probably have to keep 2 not in reg if you're going to parlay them. I just feel like one of these is going to go OT. One of these teams may end up losing, honestly, just because of a trap game or something along the lines. With two of these lines not making sense in the Hurricanes and Blues, I feel like one of them's got to do something weird. Maybe it's just the -1.5 that doesn't hit. Maybe it does go into OT. Just be careful of putting them all in regulation or something like that, because I do think one of the three misses out. I don't know which one. I have a very strong feeling that the Blues win tonight. I do not see them losing. Drew Doughty's out for the Kings, which is a huge piece for them. The Oilers, I don't see them losing. Although the Predators have been playing pretty well, I think the Oilers are just too good, too high-powered offense. It could be the Canes tonight, which is weird considering they go to the Blackhawks, but I can't stay off of them. They're undefeated. They're the best team in the NHL right now. I can't stay away, Sean. I can't do it. No holster. So, Canes reg, Oilers reg, possibly the over in that game, Blues reg. There's your three for the night. Stay away from Avalanche. I don't like that one. I don't like when there's only 4 games a night. And I don't like when I have 3 plays out of the 4 games.
Yeah.
Like, that is not fun. I don't enjoy that at all. All right. Anyways, let's get into the NBA where we have 9 games tonight.
We have 11 games.
11 games
Yes.
tonight? Wow.
We have quite a lot. And there's going to be some good ones. And this is not an easy betting night for the NBA.
No? Tough one?
It's just a lot of the guys.
We do have 11.
A lot of teams that I like riding are playing each other. A lot of teams that don't like are playing each other. A lot of teams that are like overrated, but I know why they're overrated, are playing teams that are underrated, but I know why. It's like, it's a mess.
Fair.
But we'll get into it. I think there's gold to be found.
I don't think 2 of these games are on the ticker because my book didn't have them this morning.
I think we'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be.
I'm sorry.
First game of the evening. The Portland Trailblazers are going out to Cleveland. They're playing the Cavs there. The Trailblazers are 5.5-point favorites.
Okay.
And it's just like, I feel like there's going to be a lot of these games where it's like, yeah, the Trailblazers are probably going to win. But they've looked bad.
They've looked very bad.
They haven't looked great. Their defense in particular has been pretty sorry. They've been turning over the ball a lot. They've been letting the other team shoot extremely well. I just hate this game. I don't want to do such a quick fade off the bat.
Well, sometimes you
But
just
I
gotta,
think it's not my fault that
to
it
get
got
you
put
to get you
first.
going right. You just and then holster that shit.
So we're gonna holster. I mean, I kind of wanted to play the over, but even that's a 216.5. It's just out of like
There's
I
better.
like
There's
that.
better games.
There's
better games.
and that's not one of them.
Okay. Next game.
Bulls
76ers. Good fucking luck with
Bulls
this one.
Sixers. The 6-1 Bulls. The 5-2 Sixers sitting atop the East. It's really just, what do you value here? You know, what are you looking for in your team you're gonna bet on? Because the Sixers are first in the NBA in offensive efficiency. The Bulls are they first? No, they're not. But they're very high up in they're top 5 in defensive efficiency. The Bulls have the better record. The Bulls have the better net rating. The Bulls look really good. The Sixers are also missing Tobias Harris and Danny Green, which means, and this is I think is very key for this matchup. This means that Furkan Korkmaz is our starting power forward.
Interesting. He hasn't played that bad.
He's not a power forward.
Okay.
Though. He's like, I mean, I'm sure he can play power forward, but
So wait, hang on. This chat. Okay. If Oilers trade for a goalie, I might sprinkle on them to make it to the cup. Yes. But they're going to need a better defense. I never trust teams that can't play defense in the Stanley Cup. Lillard really said he wants to bring Draymond to Portland. Maybe.
sure, man.
And Blake Bortles is getting signed by the Packers.
Let's go.
He's back.
Blake Bortles is such a good quarterback. I can't even begin to talk about it.
Please continue on the NBA.
Really, just saying. As far as guys who are unemployed right now, might be the best.
Oh, he's probably one of the best unemployed quarterbacks right now.
I think he's better than most backups too.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know why he doesn't have a backup.
Me neither. He just got in a bad situation. But anyway, so the matchup. So that means that Seth Curry is matching up against Zach LaVine. That means Matisse is matching up against Javonte Green. It means Korkmaz is matching up against DeRozan, and Tyrese is matching up against Lonzo. And that one, I think, might be the scary matchup.
Yeah.
Lonzo and Tyrese. Because Lonzo's looked locked down.
Yeah, and he can kind of shoot now. He's stroking the threes.
He's stroking the threes, and he's locked down. Part of me is like, go Bulls, but I don't know if it's the inner Sixers fan in me. That's incorrect, Cam.
You are incorrect, Cam.
That's Man, Phil looked old last year. Nah, good old Blake. He went to the AFC Championship game, played one more season, and then it was gone. And it's like, well, why?
He had a pretty bad next season. But it wasn't all his fault.
He's on the Jaguars.
Yeah, it wasn't all his fault.
Every quarterback the Jaguars have had since then has had a very bad season.
Yep, this is true. Except for Gardner, of course.
Sure, he had one. Maybe
No,
like 8
Gardner's
good games.
elite.
I agree. I love Gardner.
He's elite.
Yeah, I think Lonzo will poke that ball out. I think Lonzo should have a very good game against Tyrese because I think Tyrese is still trying to figure it out. Something tells me that the Bulls will just be able to bully us, if you will.
Why does this game seem so high? Am I the only one who thinks the under is just going to get obliterated?
215?
Yeah. I feel like this is going under.
I don't know. These are two very good offensive teams that
Okay.
aren't particularly. I mean, the Sixers at least are not a particularly good defensive team. The Bulls are a decent defensive team, probably like average, a little above average, at least in terms of their rating and that kind of. It's just
JoJo props.
the Bulls
tonight.
force so many turnovers too. I kind of want to ride the Bulls with +2, but again,
That's what most people are doing.
yeah, Seth is gonna need. Really, most people are on it. In that case, it might just be a fade.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be that confident.
Yeah, no, it's close. Should be a good game. I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game. I just don't.
Not feeling.
I feel like the Bulls are just gonna play a better game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's tough to say. It's really tough to say here because they're also playing way above their way above what they should be. So I don't know.
All right, Knicks Pacers
This is
at
an easy
Pacers.
one. At least we have an easy one because for some reason the Pacers are a 1-point favorite against the Knicks, and unless I'm missing something
They've
here.
been playing kind of good though, haven't they? Am I just wrong about
Yeah,
that?
but it's the 2-6 Pacers against the 5-2 Knicks.
Okay.
You know what I
So
like?
they haven't been playing that.
So the
good.
Pacers have been playing well, as in they've doubled their win total.
Okay, fair.
So that's pretty cool for them.
Beat the Spurs by 13. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No.
Here's the thing. It's like you look at them and they're not that different off the bat. They give up about the same amount of points per 100. The thing is, on offense, the Pacers are like 107.8 per 100. Knicks are 114. In terms of offensive turnover percentage, Knicks are 12%, Pacers are 15%. Defensive turnover, they're about the same. So in a lot of the defensive stats, they're the same. Knicks are just a way more powerful offense.
Okay.
They're also going to be able to control the pace of this game. I think you take the Knicks plus a point. I see them as like a 3 to 4 point favorite here. So you take the Knicks with that point. I would take Knicks money line, frankly.
Okay. I like it.
LaMelo plus 700. Ooh.
Oh,
I'm excited. That Hornets Warriors game is exciting.
interesting.
Very exciting.
that is a good.
We'll get into that one. That's a West Coast down
So
there.
Knicks money line. Next we have Celtics Magic or Raptors Wizards.
I have Raptors Wizards.
Raptors
next
Wizards, okay.
on my little sheet.
Wizards at home getting -3.5.
Yeah. I don't know, man. My spreadsheet actually likes the Raptors.
Okay.
I like the Raptors too. Just double check that there isn't any other injuries. I don't. Oh, Barnes is hurt. That's big.
Hasn't he been? Or no, is that new?
I don't know. Scotty Barnes has been fantastic for the Raptors, though. He's been rookie of the year type player easily. I think you take the Wizards without Scotty Barnes.
Really?
It hurts. Scotty Barnes. Keep an eye on the guy. He's still plus 400 for rookie of the year.
Interesting.
I think that's worth a sprinkle and a half.
All right.
Over under, I kind of like lean the under too. Just because I think these are two really slow playing teams, like really slow.
Yeah.
And without Scotty Barnes, the Raptors offense will take a hit. 212.5. You just have to be slightly worried about the Wizards just running away with it, but I like the under there. But more so, I like the Wizards minus 3.5.
Celtics Magic.
Yeah, Celtics Magic. We're in Orlando. Celtics are 7-point favorites. There's a lot of this kind of game where I'm like, I know the Celtics shouldn't be 7-point favorites. They're not that much better than the Magic.
Yeah.
But they are better than the Magic.
They are better than the Magic.
And you don't risk. No, but I don't think taking either team here is the move. I think the over 212 is going to be the move. You're talking about two teams that cannot play defense at all.
I saw that, Cam.
You're talking about the worst defensive rated team versus the fourth worst defensive rated team. I think you just roll with the over 212 there, and hope that somebody scores and you don't have to care who.
Also, I don't think the Magic are as bad as people think. I think the first two games gave people a very bad taste in their mouth when they lost by 26 to the Spurs and they lost by 25 to the Knicks. But then they beat the Knicks by 6.
Yeah.
They lost to the Heat by 17. That's very understandable. Lose to the Hornets by 9. I'm sure they covered. Or close to covered. They lost to the Raptors by 1. They lost the Pistons by 7, and then they just beat the T-Wolves by 18. So, yes, bad team, not very good. But at the same time, not the worst team out there and can definitely win games or put up some points.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
If I was to take, I would take the Magic with 7 points.
Yeah.
Because the Celtics have not impressed me at all.
But at the same time.
But no matter what the numbers say, in your heart that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can go win a game. Even though Marcus Smart was pissed the other day.
Really?
He actually came out and said, I'm trying to do everything I can, but basically, or paraphrasing, whatever, but I'm trying to do what I can, but these guys won't pass me the ball.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
So there seems to be maybe a little bit of issue in that locker room. Either way, don't worry about it. Just take the over.
Cole Anthony threes this season has apparently hit almost every time. It's over 1.5. I like that. Good call. Good comms.
Cole Ant.
We're on to 7:30 game now.
Yeah,
Hawks Nets. Yeah.
Boy, weird one. The Hawks and the Nets are both 4-3. One of my favorite things about the Nets is their offensive and defensive rating are exactly the same. They have a net rating of exactly 0.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about that team. Other than that, I don't like much about them. I think the Hawks cover.
Really?
I really do.
What do you think about the under in this game? Seems like that is set way too high. Because aren't the Hawks a defensive team and the Nets?
So the Hawks definitely have struggled more defensively over the last couple games than they have the beginning of the season, but can't take away. The beginning of the season, they were like, hey, lockdown, try me. And the Nets are not particularly a high-scoring team. Hey, they're 104.1 score per 100, 104.1 allowed per 100.
It's a 208.
Yeah, I'm seeing a 211.
Okay.
That the Hawks win by very little bit, by like a point.
I like the under.
I love the under there. I like the under more than the Hawks to cover, but I also genuinely like the Hawks.
Yeah, Hawks with 5 seems cool, like quite a lot. Or 4.5,
I have the Hawks as a favorite by a half a point, or just to win.
Really?
Just as a pick 'em.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think the total will be like 211. It'll be like 106, 105 Hawks. Put in the exact score.
Okay. I hear you chirping, Big Bird. 8 o'clock. 2 8 o'clock games. Nuggets.
Clippers. I got the
Clippers.
I got
Clippers.
the Clippers T-Wolves. First
Yuck.
of all,
Yuck.
shout out to your boys. They're favorited over the Clippers.
Don't,
All right.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not.
Don't do it.
I'm not.
Actually, they've dropped now. They're no
not.
longer favorites.
That's a shame.
They're +2 now.
Okay, I don't know. Either way, nah. I think under perhaps.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. These teams are like they're so similar. It's insane.
I really like the under in this game as well.
Yeah,
I think we've played the Clippers, have we not? Maybe we haven't.
The thing is, literally for both teams' offensive and defensive ratings, it's basically 102 per 100 overall.
Wow.
It's the Clippers are they're like 101 point for their offense. T-Wolves are almost 103 for their offense, but it's all very dang close to 102. They're probably gonna get like 100 possessions. Their pace is not super quick. The only big factor I see, and the reason I'm not rolling with the Timberwolves, because trust me, I want to. They're back. They're the two strongest teams in forcing turnovers per game. It's actually crazy how good they are at doing that. No, I'm sorry, it's 2 and 3. The Raptors moved up there, but
really?
they're 2 and 3. So the Raptors are 16.8%. Then the T-Wolves and Clippers are 16.6 and 16.3 respectively. The problem is their offensive turnovers. The T-Wolves are 6th in the NBA. The Clippers are 30th, meaning they don't turn the ball over.
Okay.
So
I really
think
like
it's going to be low scoring defensive battle, and I think the Clippers take it, winning the turnover battle.
And D'Lo's out.
And D'Lo's out?
Yep. So I like the under even more because he's our facilitator. If they have, I don't even know, Pat Bev bring up the ball.
Yeah, I guess.
Ant? No way Ant can bring up the ball. I don't know what they do. Yeah, either way, I think our pace slows down. I can't imagine that Pat Bev runs an offense quicker than D'Lo.
I agree.
I just don't. I could be wrong. There is no research that backs it up. But
if anything, he's a better defensive player.
Yeah.
So that just contributes more to the under. Take that. And it's a
Pat Bev revenge game. That's right. D'Lo probably was like, "Hey, you can take this one.
Yeah.
I'll take this one off."
Oh, my leg.
Toe soreness. Other 8 o'clock game. Nuggets at Grizz. Grizz getting +1 against the Nuggets.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one because the Grizzlies are 4-3 with a negative rating because their defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
Again, so weird to keep saying how bad the Grizzlies D is, but it's really bad.
It's really bad.
The Nuggets are winning, just not convincingly.
Yeah.
And again, it is because it's just Jokic out there. But overall, this is a tough game. Because the Nuggets they're sloppy. They turn over the ball so much, but they manage to play such good defense. But then they shoot themselves in the foot every time.
Yeah.
They hold their opponents under 50% true shooting, which is a really nice metric to be at. But then. And they force turnovers, but they just turn over the ball even more than they force. They're a frustrating team, I think, more than anything.
Okay.
And it's not fun to bet on frustrating teams.
Frustrating teams. I say we stay away.
I think it is a stay away. I think you could lean under, but I'm not totally convinced.
Okay. Yeah, the Grizzlies' defense is just too bad.
It is just too bad.
It's
and the
terrible.
Nuggets offense isn't anything to write home about, but
no.
It might be. Stay away.
Stay away. Stay away.
Should be fun, though.
Should be good.
It's a shame most of the most fun games are stayaways, but that's a fun
one. Next game, we have Mavs Spurs, baby. Spurs getting +2 now.
Really? That's up from 1 like an hour ago.
Yeah. Say it.
What do you call a team that scores more points than the Mavericks and lets up less points than the Mavericks?
A better team than the Mavericks.
So then we should go with the Spurs.
Yes, I agree.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's true. They
Mavs off back to back to back. I know they're on back to back. Are they on back to back?
they're on triple backs.
They're on triple back to back, right?
Yeah.
Or at least 3 and 4. They played yesterday. Oh, they didn't play the first.
No.
Then they played the day. No, they're not. No,
Just a back.
a 3
Well,
and
either
4. 3 and 4 situation.
The Mavericks are incredible they're 4-3, and their net rating, I'm actually interested to see how low. They're 6th worst in the league. It goes Pistons, Thunder, Magic, Pelicans, Rockets, and then the 4-3 Mavericks. I don't know how they win. They shouldn't win.
I mean, they've beaten the Raptors, the Rockets, the Spurs, and the Kings
They did beat the Spurs.
by 5.
Yeah.
So
I
like
don't
and they got blown out by the Hawks. They got insanely decimated by the Nuggets, and then last night, as almost a pick 'em, they got absolutely crunched by the Heat. So yeah, I don't know. This team is not that good. And it seems like they either win a close game against a bad team or they get blown out. 6-point win against Kings, 10-point win against Rockets, 8-point win against Raptors, 5-point win against Spurs. Lost by 31 to the Nuggets, lost by 26 to the Hawks, and lost by 15 to the Heat.
I will say, like what Cam said, Luka yesterday was about the most Luka's looked.
Yeah.
Which is a good change for the Mavs to have, but
It's back to back, though. One big night.
I'm rolling with the most average team in the NBA.
Yep.
The San Antoine Spurs.
I like it. It's a joke to me, though, how the last 2 years they've had Luka as favorite for MVP when there's
It's
no
crazy,
shot. Yeah,
right?
I don't get it. I really don't.
It's crazy.
Not on a good enough team.
Nope. Won't
Just
have enough wins.
Not a solo enough performance.
There was his best chance was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I hate to say it, but I think there was just too much hype around him that year, and he was just he got overrated.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like because there's players who are really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
But I'm talking by definition, he's rated a little too high.
He is over his rating.
Like he's a top 10 player, not a top
Or
5 player.
Yeah, his rating's over what he actually is. Yeah.
Like in a very just literally, he's overrated. Not to say he's bad.
It was the 5 minutes he was still a Hawks player before they swapped for Trey. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy trade.
Crazy trade. I still don't know who won.
I still don't know who won.
Still couldn't tell you.
Because I don't know if Luka would have been the same. I don't know.
Atlanta's had better playoff success.
Yep. All right. 10 o'clock, 2 10 o'clock games. We've got.
We'll start with the Pelicans.
All right. Pelicans at Kings. Pelicans getting +4 after one of the worst collapses to miss a cover. If that is not rigged basketball, I don't know what is. The Pelicans had a 6-point lead going into the fourth quarter. I think they're up, 10-15 at half?
Yes, and they had to cover
A 6-point lead going into the fourth quarter. They had to cover 11 and a half.
They were getting 11
So they just had to lose by 17 or less points in the fourth quarter. And they lost by 18. They scored 4 points in the last 5.5 minutes of that game to miss an 11-point cover, losing 112 to 100. 12-point loss. They got outscored 36-18 in the fourth quarter to miss that 11.5-point cover after being in the lead by a decent margin going into the fourth. That is, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a bad beat. One of the worst beats we've had in a while. That was a bad one. And now, I hate the Pelicans.
Me too.
I hate them.
You know what? Luckily enough for me, I also like the Kings this year.
Nice.
So, that means take the Kings. The Kings are... the Kings look good, and I don't even think they're at their full potential. Okay, maybe not good. All right. The Kings don't look bad,
Okay.
and they're not at their full potential yet.
Pelicans on a back-to-back as well.
Pel's on a back-to-back.
Late
Ingram's
night.
still a game-time decision. Probably will play, though, from what I understand. Yeah, I think the Kings should rock.
What's the old spreadsheet say?
The old spreadsheet is saying the Kings would not buy as much as the spread, but
I don't believe it.
me neither.
Pelicans can't keep shit close.
No, they really can't. And I think the Kings are just gonna run up and down on them. I really do. They play fast. They're young. I really think they're just gonna run circles around this team. I think they could win by a lot.
Yes, Isaac, that does count as a reverse front door cover for the Suns, unfortunately. That is what that makes that. And dude, I couldn't believe it. I went to bed last night thinking that was absolutely locked up. I woke up this morning, my bankroll wasn't any higher, and I was like, wait, what? What happened? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I went to bed mad that I didn't take the Pelicans money line.
Yeah.
Woke up mad that I bet on the Pelicans with
Yeah.
my big, stupid, dumb head brain.
Fair.
Anyway.
Last game of the day.
Hornets, Warriors. This'll be a lot of fun. Hornets are getting 6 points. Over-under's at 226.5. Which is, that's a big honking over.
That is a big over. However, both these teams do be putting up the points.
They do be putting up the points. Think
Not
about the
that many.
Warriors. No, the Warriors prevent you from putting up the points. They both put up a ton of points. This is going to be a battle of the Hornets offense and the Warriors defense. Because the Hornets offense is it's up there, you know. It is not
something to be messed with.
It's third in the NBA right now.
Okay.
Sixers, Heat, Hornets. They're up there with the big dogs.
All right.
They're barking, you know.
They're barking.
Defensive wise, Warriors are third defense, you know. Heat, Nuggets, Warriors. Keep in mind that the Heat were in both of those lists. Heat are crazy.
Heat are crazy. They are very good. They do be good at basketball. That was the
probably
wrong
be
sport.
good at football,
They
too.
probably would be too.
Dude, Jimmy Butler would be electric as like a safety.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would he
Flying
play?
around
Safety.
out there.
He's pretty tall though. Maybe
Maybe
6'6".
Maybe like a middle
Oversized
linebacker that can drop
corner.
back.
An oversized corner. No, he probably would play safety. Just a massive safety. Cam Chancellor's sitting back there. I miss him.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, this is a tough game to call because the Warriors are the better team. They play more sound basketball.
Yeah.
You know, they have positive turnover differential. They have positive. You know, they shoot a better percentage than they let up. Typically, they score more points than they let up. Or a lot more points than they let up. They have almost an 8 net rating, which is really strong. But the Hornets are just a powerhouse. They're just an electricity factory. And you never know what they're going to do. But the Hornets, they play wild all over the place. They let up a ton of points. They let up 112 a game, which, you know, we're talking about how good the Warriors are third best defensive rating in the NBA. Hornets are third worst.
Interesting.
So they let up a lot of points, but they just score more. They let up a better shooting percentage than they actually have for themselves. They turn over the ball a lot.
So what do you got here, if anything?
I think the smartest move of all the moves would be the Hornets team total under.
Really?
Yeah.
So after all that talk, you now think what is the Hornets team total at? You should probably know that before you say it's the under.
Well, I've checked it before, but the line has moved. The lines have all moved. They move so much, these NBA lines. It's
I know.
insane.
Pelicans might rest Graham and Ingram today. I saw that they were both. Hang on. Where'd that game go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. It looks like Brandon Ingram is very much not. They have no idea. I don't see Graham anywhere though. I think Graham is starting.
All that means,
But they might rest Ingram.
lock that Kings one in as soon as possible.
Yeah.
110.5.
110.5.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, in all reality, it's probably a stay away. I kind of don't think the Warriors do it, though. I think the Warriors can cover 6.
You think so?
I think they can. It's a lot less, like
You should.
they really should be able to.
You should.
I really think that the basketball they play should be able to beat the Hornets. The only problem is the Hornets love a fast pace, and one of the only teams that plays a faster pace than the Warriors is the Hornets. The Hornets literally play, hey, you can score as many points as you want on us.
I like
we
it.
won't even play defense.
I like it.
We just want the ball back.
I like it.
And it's really hard to tell how that'll go because it totally depends how many of the shots they hit. But that kind of play is why the total is at 226.5.
It makes sense. So what do you got for your best NBA bets?
If we do our best ones, leaving all the gross boys alone.
Bulls, Sixers, no. Celtics, Magic, no. Raptors.
No. Celtics, Magic. You take the. Oh, -7. Never mind.
Celtics, Magic, no. Raptors, Wizards, take Wizards? Or I forget what you ended up
take the
saying on
Wizards
this one.
with Scotty Barnes out. You take. Here, let me just go down. Let me go down the ones I like. So, first 2 games are no. You take the Knicks +1. Take the Wizards -3.5. You take the Hawks +4.5 and the under. One I like them both. You take. Do we like under for Clips Timberwolves, right?
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I do not have an opinion on that game.
I liked the under there. I think you take.
I know my Timberwolves can let up 150 points any night of the week.
Yeah, that is true.
I've seen it happen.
Spurs +1 against the Magic. There was another total I liked. Oh, the Mavs. Yeah, sorry. The Mavericks. The Mavericks.
Close.
Magic
Close.
Mavericks.
Yeah. I see where you're going.
No.
I got you.
Kings -4.5 against the Pelicans. And what was the other total I liked? I liked the under 220 and
I don't know. I got lost.
there's a lot of them.
I need your top 3.
Top 3. It's probably going to be the Knicks to cover. Knicks to cover. I don't know who I want to do. I'm gonna go the under for Hawks Nets instead of the Hawks as one of them, and then the last one's probably Magic over and the Clippers under. Yeah, that Magic over. Oh, that's a.
I need your top 3.
I don't have to. There's 11 games.
Give me your top 3. Let me hear your best 3.
All right. I think the best 3.
Spit out like 12 bets. I need 3. Just a little narrow down.
That's a lot of narrowed down. There's a lot of. Again, it's Knicks +1. It's the under in Nets Hawks, and it's tough between the Magic Celtics over and the Nuggets against the Grizzlies, I think.
Yeah.
Or the Spurs. Actually, no.
Spurs against Mavs.
Yeah.
Fade Mavs.
Go with the Spurs.
I do like fade.
See, yeah, that's not like I'm not trying to give you 18, but like I got like 4 to 5.
We just need a couple of confident ones. Just need to know what you're confident in. I do be liking me some fade the Mavs. That seems to be quite fun this year.
Yeah.
Pacers are a weird team. The Knicks have to beat them though. I would think.
That's the thing. The Pacers are a weird team that should be better than they are, but the Knicks are just good, you know.
I'm still confused. Skating still. I think it's Knicks, basically money line. Spurs, basically money line, or take the couple points that they give you, and then over Celtics, Magic, and under Nets, Hawks are probably the 4 that I've heard you say the most.
Well, again, I didn't know I could only have 3.
You can't just have 3. I'm not saying you can only have 3. I'm saying you got to narrow it down. Because I didn't even know where your bets were at the end of that. There are some good ones in there, though. I think my favorite has got to be fade Mavs. Now kind of think about it, I did kind of like the Clippers Timberwolves under. I do be kind of liking that one. Hawks to cover. Yucky.
I think they cover, but I like the under in that game more.
You like the under in that one more? Big ol' NBA slate tonight. Big ol' slate. Some good games out here. All right, fellas. That's it for NBA. Go Knicks. Go Spurs. I like them.
Yeah, should be good.
All right, fellas. We are done with the bets. We have the NHL. We have the NBA. We are ready to go. Good luck out there. I'm so sad that baseball's over. It was like the extra little thing we had, you know?
I'm cool with it.
I miss the Wimba. I miss the MLB.
I miss Wimba.
I miss Wimba so much. Damn it, Wimba. When do you come back?
It's a while.
It is a while. It is a while. Bruce is locked in. There's been a lot of props in the chat today that I probably should go look back at. There was a lot of props in the chat today. Gorgie Nang been playing well. Seth Curry, possibly Cole Anthony props. Al Horford rebounds. Paul George 3 points. Pat Bev possibly revenge game. You don't see Browns there. It is to you. Matt's not bad. Luca. That's about it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. We are out of here. Good luck tonight. Win some money. Enjoy the 4 NHL games and the 11 NBA games. Good God.
I'm gonna say, man, that's 22 spreads and 22
That's
totals.
22
Give me a break.
That is a lot. All right. We're out of here. Good luck tonight. Make some money. Stay safe out there. Be nice to each other. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow on the Fellas Show.
Let's go.
At noon, as scheduled. We'll see you there, fellas.
As per usual.
As per usual recently, yes. Good props are hard for me to find here. Yeah, it is tough. You got to have a really good book for good props. It looks like FanDuel kind of has the king of.
It's the bigger books do have the better props because they have more, so you get a better chance of getting like a good odds on there. But do what you can.
Do what you can. I can't get 3-point props in my book, which annoys me. I know, dude. It's like the one that I really want.
They're fun ones.
I know.
Taking someone that just like over.
I finally got first basket one, so I feel pretty good about that.
You got first basket?
Yeah.
That's good. Except it's like.
But I didn't get the 3-pointer. They kind of alternate those. Every once in a while, I'll have 3-pointers on, and now first basket. And dumb book. Dumb for props. All right, fellas, we're out of here. Good luck tonight. Go make some money, and we will see you tomorrow on the Fellas Show. True. Stay safe. Be nice to each other. We'll see you tomorrow.
Like.